To derive a formula for force, according to Newton's second law, the rate of change of momentum is directly proportional to force applied and acts along the direction of force. That means force is directly proportional to change in momentum. Let it be 1. Let us see. Change in momentum is nothing but P final minus P initial. Final momentum minus initial momentum. Let us imagine there was a ball of mass m initially moving with a velocity b, and there was an external support called force. Because of that, the velocity of the ball increased by delta v. That means v plus delta v. So small velocity increased in a small duration of time, delta t. So the final momentum of the ball is m into v plus delta v minus initial momentum is m into v. So by simplifying, we get delta p is equal to m delta v. Divide both sides with delta t, then what we get? Delta p by delta t is equal to m into delta v by delta t. Let this be equation 3. If the change in velocity is happened in a very small duration of time, that means delta t is almost tends to 0. That means, how do we understand? If there is a point A, when the ball was here at a point A, and when the force applied, definitely the moment when force applied on it, the velocity of the ball started changing. So within no time, in a small duration of time, definitely the velocity of the ball would have been v plus delta v. In such small duration, change in time may be almost to 0. That means, just imagine it is when first second started, when force applied at the first second, at the end of the first second, the velocity of the particle would have been v plus delta v. Since the force applied during that 1 second, there is no much difference of time, so we can say delta t tends to 0. If delta t tends to 0, so we can write it as delta t as dt. That means which is very small change in time, maybe in milliseconds, maybe in microseconds. So such a small change in time when happens, then we can write limit delta t tends to 0 for a small duration of time, then delta p by delta t is equal to limit delta t tends to 0 m into delta v by delta t. So this we can rewrite now, dp by dt is equal to m into dv by dt. What does it mean? A small change in momentum with respect to small change in time, where small d represent the smallest, infinitesimally small change in momentum with respect to small change in time, is equal to mass times small change in velocity with respect to small change in time. Let it be equation 4. So this is basically Newton's second law. The rate of change of momentum is directly proportional to force applied. Now what we can write, dp by dt I can rewrite as f. So f is equal to m dv by dt. So this is Newton's second law. But here we need to understand one thing. Force is nothing but change in momentum with respect to time. That means the momentum can change by two factors, either by mass or by velocity. If mass is variable and velocity constant, then we can rewrite, if mass is variable and velocity constant, in such case force can be written as V will come out and mass is varying with respect to time. If mass is constant and velocity is variable, in such case force can be written as m into dv by dt, where mass is constant, velocity is variable, where dv by dt is nothing but acceleration, therefore mass times acceleration. So F is equal to ma formula can be used only if mass is constant and velocity is variable. If both are varying, if mass and velocity is varying, in that case how do we write? If there are two variables, according to calculus we know that u into v rule, so product rule. So how do we write? So F is equal to m dv by dt plus v dm by dt. So this should be used if both mass and velocity variable in any case.